Fat Dag is a Weight Watchers leader in Indianapolis, Indiana. However, the views and opinions expressed during this podcast are his own. They do not represent the views of Weight Watchers. And now, here's your host and wingman, Fat Dag.
I am your host, Fat Dag. You're listening to Wise Advice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, all at Wise Advice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode 233 of Wise Advice, and truly always an honor to hang out with you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for those of you who are joining live on Facebook. You're joining live on Instagram, live on YouTube. Thank you for being here. For those of you who haven't caught a live show yet, one of the things we do is on Twitter, the Wise Advice account on Twitter, auto tweets. Every time I decide to do a live show, it gives you a 15-minute warning, and then it gives you a boom, we're recording now, so you never have to miss a live show. Just turn on Twitter, follow Wise Advice, and turn on notifications. I don't use that account for much more than just show notifications, so you're not going to get bombarded with a bunch of random tweets. You'll certainly get that from the Fat Dag Twitter account. But from Wise Advice, it's strictly, when the show is going to air so that you can keep an eye on it and join us live. I get a lot of email comments from people who love the interaction in the live show, and I think it kind of makes it feel like a little bit of a mini meeting or workshop. And so thank you all for being here, joining in live. I appreciate that. Had a great day today. Had a chance to deliver the Operation Fat Dag talk to a group of Army soldiers who are struggling with their weight and struggling with their fitness. And so it's always an honor for me to walk into that room and just share my story. We've shared it a couple times on a couple different episodes, all the way back to episode 12, retells my story. And to having that opportunity today to just sit in the room with folks who understand and let them know that I understand them. I've been there. I get it. And so having that opportunity today was just a true honor. So hopefully some of them have now found the podcast. I certainly let them know to join us in this community. And so I had a great day talking with them. I left that and went right to a Christmas tree giveaway. Had an amazing day. We gave away 100 Christmas trees. Twin Peaks and Home Depot partnered up with the Folds of Honor here in Indiana. And we distributed trees to 100 families who were in need. It's just a very fulfilling day for the heart to just to take care of so many people. So thank you all for tuning in, for being here. Certainly you can find the podcast in the Wise Advice app in your app store, or of course Spotify. You can find it on Stitcher and iHeartRadio as well. But let's dig into this. I got 3 emails for you for tonight's show. I'll warn you ahead of time that what's going to happen is my favorite email of the bunch comes in as email number 3. I put it last on purpose. I want you to hear the whole thing. So go ahead and stick around and let's dive into it. Karen out of Westerville, Ohio writes in first, and she says, hey, greetings, Karen here, episode 198. I did it. I made goal, and I am beginning maintenance. I was online only, and I was going to go to the workshops closer to goal. You advised sooner rather than later, so I did. However, I would weigh in, and I rarely stayed as it just wasn't really a good fit. I sat down to let you know what has worked for me. I track everything, every day. I only use weekly sparingly up to this point. Watching you live and replaying the older podcast is great. Watching and interacting with the YouTube folks that has proven to be successful is great as well. Connect as well also. My mind was in the right place this last time. I was doing it for me. I didn't have a must-be-at goal date picked. I would get there when I got there. I needed to eat the way that I would eat in the years to come, so not just till I hit some magic number like the other times. Like you, I'm a picky eater. I have favorite foods, and I'm not interested in a lot of prep time. I want to keep it simple. I need to be able to eat as a family, not mine and your meals. I can have everything that I like, just less. I enjoy Tai Chi 3 days a week and a little bit of walking. My job is active, so that's enough for me. This I can do long term. I have removed 40 pounds. I am off blood pressure medication, still on cholesterol med, as they said, genetics, not diet related. I'm totally off arthritis strength Tylenol for knees and my hips. Someone taking a picture no longer scares me. I've met many great Weight Watcher people where I live, Cheryl, and I'm able to chat with others about my progress and encourage them to give WW a try. WW is a great and doable plan. The mind has to want it and continue to want it. I'm making great choices, my choices, and I know I've got this. I'm a proud Patreon wingman. Thank you for your service to our country and to all of us who believe in you. Karen out of Westerville, OHIO. You guys know the deal. Karen, congratulations on getting to goal and beginning your maintenance lifetime journey, down 40 pounds. That's an incredible accomplishment. Incredibly proud of you. But what I think is the coolest part of your email is you've now documented parts in here. You're documenting your success. You figured out things that you like to do. So going to Tai Chi 3 days a week, doing a little bit of walking, keeping it simple. You now know what works for you and you have it written down so that you can always reflect on that. That's what true success looks like. And so as a result of all that, you've regained your health benefits. Health benefits that you previously have kind of given up due to your lifestyle, you now have started to regain them. Taking yourself off of medication. What a cool thing that is. You gave that to you. You did that. And so that's kind of awesome when you know that there are things in your life that you can control and you did it by removing 40 pounds and just absolutely getting it done. I agree with you. This is completely doable. It's fun to hang out with a community of people. It's fun to sit here and go, I understand. We understand each other. It's cool to be in a group of people who get it. And when you take the time to document all the things that you like and that are going well for you, what you've now done is you've begun to pay it forward so that somebody else now can go, oh, I see the plan, I see the path, I see where this is headed. And certainly if Karen can do it, then I can do it. And I'm very proud of you for not setting a date and just saying, I'll know when I get there. Now, certainly that leads us to kind of, sometimes kind of get derailed along the way. But what happened is you now said, I understand what health looks like. I understand what health feels like. That's important, and I'm not giving that back. So Karen, congratulations on hitting goal. And I wish you tremendous focus going into maintenance. And I want you to know that it's totally doable. Continue to stay focused on the things that are going well in your life. Continue to stay focused on all that's working. Document it and just wash, rinse, and repeat, and you will continue to get it done. So, Karen, thanks again for writing in. Truly an honor to walk this journey with you. Keep up the amazing focus. Very cool. Out of Columbus, Ohio, Helen writes in with the subject of goal. Hey, Fat Dag, I made goal today. Sorry, I'm so excited that I couldn't wait. I had to yell that first. I'm 46 years old and I'm a tall lady at 5'10". I wasn't always overweight. I was quite thin throughout childhood and early adulthood. However, I made a bad choice in my mid-20s and I agreed to take a medication that caused me to gain 50 pounds in less than a year. Well, I lost that weight and I was able to maintain that loss for years, but from that point on, weight's always been a struggle and something that I had to keep an eye on. I regained the weight again about 12 years ago while a close friend was pregnant. I gained more during that pregnancy than she did. I quickly found out that it's much harder to lose that extra weight when you're in your mid-30s than it was in your 20s. I tried on my own for years and I just couldn't get it done, so I started WW in the middle of January 2018 on an at-work program at a weight of 201 with a goal weight of 160 pounds. I did well and I dropped 35 pounds by June. Then it was summer, which for me is the worst time to try and lose weight. Too many cookouts, parties, drinks on the patio, etc. So I struggled all summer. But I still managed to lose a few more pounds, putting me 3 pounds from goal. Then I hit a plateau in August and I started gaining and losing the same couple of pounds for the next 3 months. It was so frustrating, but I hung in there. I finally decided that I needed to change something to break through that plateau. So I changed when I was eating, what I was eating, nothing too drastic, just trying to make my body wake up. It worked. Today, I weighed in at 159 pounds, a total weight loss of 42.8 pounds, which is not as impressive on a tall lady as it is on a shorter one, but I'm proud of myself, and it's great to be able to wear smaller clothes again, even if it seems that most people can't tell. Ultimately, I'd like to be a little lower, closer to 150 pounds, if that's possible. If not, I'm okay at 160. My doctor is happy with 160, so I'm not going to stress about losing more. I'll just be happy to maintain goal through the holidays. I love your podcast. Keep up the great work. I listen at work, and I enjoy hearing how you work the plan. You give great tips and advice. Thanks for all that you do, Helen. Helen, congratulations on 42.8 pounds gone, reaching goal and getting it done. You continue to prove to us that that this is doable. And, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter if you're in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 60s. This is absolutely doable. And what it is that's doable is living healthy. So as you go through this process, I'm very proud to know that you get it. You opened your email exactly how I want you to open your email. I hit goal today. That's the most important part of this entire thing, is that you did it. You did it. Congratulations on that. Let's celebrate that. Now, hey, I want to dig in a little bit more. I want to kind of get you in that mindset to maintain this for life. And so, you as you talked about your journey, it's kind of funny how one of the things, I'm going to pick on you for a little bit, and forgive me, it comes with love. I promise you there's a lot of love behind what I'm about to say. But you say, that it was summer, which for me was the worst time to try and lose weight. And so, you think about that sentence, right? What makes summer so difficult? And you said too many cookouts, too many parties, drinks on the patio, right? And then it doesn't take long for someone to say, you know what? Well, and then there's Halloween candy, and then there's Thanksgiving, and then there's Christmas, and you know what? And then all of a sudden, February, it's too cold to work out. If we are interested in making excuses, you can pick any month of the year and find reasons why it's not going to work. So there isn't a worst time. There is a best time, and the best time is to be now and say, I'm doing this. If you set the true goal, right, nothing will stop you from hitting it. It doesn't matter what season you're in, doesn't matter what time of year it's in. If you want to do this, it takes your deliberate focus always to do it. Coming up on that plateau, gaining and losing the same 3 pounds close to goal, that's one of those scenarios where as we get closer, we start getting in that complacency stage where I talk about, where you just feel really good. The difference between at goal and 3 pounds above goal, the difference, it's not a clothing size. You don't feel any different other than the fact that you said, I checked this off my list. I got it done. I crossed this finish line. I am done that journey. That's the only difference. So what I'm encouraging to do, and of course you did it, but what I'm encouraging everyone to do is as you start getting closer to goal and you start recognizing that you're 1 or 2 pounds away, don't expect some magical, like I'm going to lose 2 pounds and all of a sudden now I'm going to wear different clothes. There's going to be nothing different physically about you, but mentally it's night and day. There's a huge difference between hitting your goal and being so close to it. And mentally what it's doing is you need to prove to yourself you can do it. You need to prove to yourself that you can set a plan, that you can get there, that you can make it happen. And when you do that, it's the greatest feeling in the world. And so hanging in there and pushing through that frustration, changing something up, whatever it takes, that's what you did to get it done. That's what you did to lose 42.8 pounds. I completely disagree with you that you said it's not as impressive on a tall lady. It absolutely is impressive. 42.8 pounds. Think about that. You can't do that on accident. You can't just wake up and say, I'd like to be 42.8 pounds lighter. You have to deliberately push through many weekends, many nights, many parties. You have to deliberately choose you. You have to deliberately say, I'm putting myself first. So it absolutely is impressive. And if you think that people can't tell, I disagree. I think people can tell, but there's a stage in our journey where people are just, they're not exactly sure how to say it. And so they just they notice. Trust me, they notice. Whether or not they verbalize it, that's a whole different conversation, but you didn't do it for them anyways. You did it for you. You did it for your health. You did it for your life. You did it because you understood what was at stake and you got it done. Continue to check in with your doc. Continue to work it. Whatever you figure out is your goal number and you and your doc agree, enjoy that. And so you said, your doctor's happy with 160, so you're not going to stress about losing more. Just be happy to maintain goal through the holidays. I'm going to issue a challenge. I want you to go a little further with that. I don't want you to stress about losing more or not. What I want you to do is I want you to now take your journey and do something different with it. I want you to dig into the healthy aspect of it and the feeling of how healthy you feel and how healthy you look and dig into that health. You start moving just a little bit more. You start doing a little more activity. You start now continuing to tweak your diet to eat slightly better and just a little bit better. You'll be surprised at what your body will say to do as you give it and fuel it properly. That's the next stage of this journey. And that's a journey that I'm just now embarking on. And I really want to encourage you to walk with me as we do that as well. But it's not about stress. It's about de-stressing and taking care of you. Helen, you did that. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you for all that you've done. Congratulations on hitting goal. Thank you for writing in and celebrating the way it needs to be celebrating with a big scream that I made goal today. Congratulations on that. Keep up the amazing work. I look forward to the rest of your journey as well. As promised, email number 3 comes in. It's from Jason. You may recognize Jason from Connect. Jason on Connect is at Humpty318, and the subject is, I need your help. Long email alert, and says, hello, Fat Dag. I guess it's finally time for me to email you and ask you for your help. First off, let me start out by saying thank you for your service to our country. It truly takes a courageous and honorable person to volunteer to defend our great nation. Now let's begin. I noticed you currently weigh 211 pounds. Congratulations on getting to goal and lifetime. Now, imagine having someone your same weight hanging on your back and having you carry them around all day long. That would be tough, totaling around 422 pounds and trying to live life as you currently do. But wait, there's more. Now imagine as you tote that man on your back, you decide to need to also carry his friend. Let's say his friend weighs 168 pounds. Now pick him up and carry him. Now, sir, you are carrying around between you, the man on your back, and his friend in your arms 590 pounds. Imagine how tough your life just got. I'm sure you figured out where I'm going with this. Yes, I'm describing myself when I started this journey on January 3rd, 2017. Most people may ask, how in the world did you let yourself get in that bad a shape? Well, honestly, I've been overweight my entire life. I truly don't have any time for my entire life story, but needless to say, it's been full of trauma and tragedy. When I first noticed my weight issues escalating into obesity, it was a few years after I got my CDL license in 1998. My truck driving job is 80% sedentary, so for the past 20 years, I've slowly been getting bigger and bigger. I went to my doctor in December of 2016. He told me I was a ticking time bomb. All my usual numbers were high, and I was pre-diabetic. Instead of being like every other doctor that I've ever talked to, he didn't tell me I needed to lose weight. He suggested how I could lose weight successfully and keep it off. He suggested Weight Watchers. He said that he had lost weight using the program and said it's very user-friendly. So that's when I decided that this is what I would do. When I walked into that first meeting, I remember being in tears the entire 30 minutes. I was determined that this is what I've been looking for. Every meeting I attended that first month, I was 100% in tears. I was steadily seeing success every week. I was on cloud 9. Then May 2017 rolled around. I received my 75-pound charm. I was so excited. My leader had me get up in front of the class to receive my charm, and then she asked how I was enjoying my journey. I gave my testimony, and at the end I said I was determined to get to my 100-pound charm before I went on vacation. She looked at me and snarked, well, good luck with that. I felt like someone had just dumped a bucket of ice water on me because I know someone that has drilled into my head losing weight has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. I kept thinking to myself, if my leader doesn't believe in me, then who does? Well, I struggled the next week, but I still continued to lose. Just not with the fever and passion that I had before. When we left on vacation in June, I was down 88 pounds. No, I didn't meet my 100-pound goal, but I was okay with it. I mean, I didn't lose 88 pounds by accident. Well, I decided while I was on vacation that I would also take a vacation from tracking. That was the biggest mistake I could have ever made. By doing that, I reopened Pandora's box and all those bad habits and appetites came back. When I got back, I had gained 4 pounds. I was so upset that I let not only myself, my family, my friends, my coworker, my leader, my meeting mates, and Connect down. As the year went on, I just kept losing and gaining the same 5 and 10 pounds while totally losing my focus and desire. Then 2018 rolled around. I decided to change leaders. It seemed to help some, but every time I would see a great loss, I would reward myself with bad food, and then the cycle would continue. That brings us to present day. I currently weigh 525 pounds. I've lost all hope. I even quit back in August, but I rejoined last month because I started listening to your podcast again. I still cannot figure out how to get back that passion, that burning desire to become a better me. I just cannot seem to figure out how to stop eating all this food that tastes so good. I love junk food, fast food, restaurants, and Southern comfort cooking. Yes, I still want to lose all this weight. It just seems like such an impossible task. I still have 325 more pounds to lose to be in normal BMI range for my 6'3" stature. Just this morning on my long drive to Little Rock, I was listening to episode 214, Do You Want To? I'm surprised I didn't wreck because of the tears that were falling on my face. My mind was just flooded with things that I want to do. Remember way back at the start of this email? Remember that 590 pound fat dad? Let's talk about some things that he can't do, but that I want to do. Number one, the obvious. I want to walk more than a few yards without being winded and hurting. I want to be able to wear a seatbelt. I want to be able to go to the store and buy normal size clothing. I want to be able to sit in a booth at a restaurant. I want to be able to sit in a stadium chairs at concerts, sporting events, theaters. I want to be able to fly in an airplane. I want to be able to ride amusement park rides. I want to be able to take a bath. Bathtubs are not quite wide enough. This one's very personal, but I want to be able to take care of myself in the restroom. I want to be invisible and just blend into the public. I get so tired of the stares everywhere that I go. All this adds up to, I just want to be normal. That's my why. I just want to be normal. I want to be able to go and participate in life without wondering if I'm too big to fit, or will I be able to walk that far? In closing, I ask you, Fat Dad, can you help me? How do I get rid of these cravings for unhealthy foods? How do I refocus? How do I get that fever back? How do I get it back? How do I get the happiness back? I've got a big elephant to eat. How do I redevelop the taste for it? Your wingman, Jason. Again, Jason on Connect is Humpty318, which is his CB. Humpty Dumpty is his CB handle, is the trucker nickname that I've had for 20 years. And like that, Dag, I'm never changing it. And P.S. to all my 17,000 followers on Connect, I'm sorry I haven't been there this year, and I'm sorry that I've let you all down. Jason. Jason, thank you so much for your email. And I want to start at the very end when you said, how can I help you? And you're absolutely, I can't help you. And what I want to do, something that I haven't done before, is I want you. I'll reply back to email, but I want to chat on the phone with you. I want to have a conversation. I'm not going to be able to do this entirely through the podcast. So look for an email from me, and let's schedule some time to talk and kind of walk you through this. So I want to open that up to you first. But what I want to know, I want to tell you a couple things that I think are very important here. And this is going to be kind of in random order, so I apologize. But I want to start with your PS. It says, to my 17,000 followers, connect. I'm sorry I haven't been there this year, and I'm sorry that I let you down. And I want you to push that aside. There is no need for you to apologize for this. You're not doing this for us. Not at all. And so you didn't let anybody down. What you've done is you've documented a journey that so many of us know. And you're struggling and you're working on it just like we are. And so you don't owe us an apology. You don't owe us a thing. And so, and I love you, man, but what you got to do is you got to get to the point where that part of the journey doesn't matter. What other people think about you and whether you're posting enough and whether you're documenting enough, none of that matters to you in this part of the journey. What matters to you is that you understand you. You have an amazing list of normal things that you absolutely are capable of getting back to. And so as you started, you say it seems like such an impossible task. Well, sure. And I'm not saying it's impossible. What I'm saying is you're looking at it wrong. It's impossible to sit there and say, yeah, I want to lose, 325 pounds tonight. Yeah, that's impossible. But Jason, what's possible? What's possible is for you to make the right decision now. And so next thing you know, it's 324. That's possible. And then after that, what's possible is 323. That's possible. But when you take it and you say you want to lose 325 pounds, you're starting with too big of a goal. It's a goal that you're not ready to accept. Your mind is not locked into the fact that you believe that's possible, and that's okay. So what I want you to do, I want you to focus on the things you can control. There are so many things in this journey you have the ability to control. Losing weight is not one of them. You have no ability to lose weight. If I told you come in tomorrow with a 2.3 pound weight loss, you couldn't do it. It may happen. You may get lucky with it, but you couldn't do it. If I said you come in tomorrow with a 2.3 pound weight loss, the penalty for missing that number is severe. It would be absolutely impossible for you to do it. But if I came in and said, hey, tomorrow I want you to come in. I want you to come in with a tracker full of healthy meals. I want you to come in with an exercise log that said that you moved, 500 steps. Whatever it takes. But there are things in this journey you can control. Losing weight is not one of them. So shift your focus to the things that you have the ability to work on. You've proven you can do this. You were down 88 pounds. You certainly didn't do that by accident. You did that because you stayed disciplined. You stayed focused. You knew what the goal was. A little 4-pound gain on a vacation, that I understand the mental aspect of that, but a 4-pound gain in an 88-pound weight loss is nothing. So what happened is what you did is you went on a vacation, and in your words, that was the biggest mistake I could have ever made. I completely disagree. That was not the biggest mistake you could have made. What happened is you decided to go on vacation, you decided to enjoy it, and you learned a very valuable lesson. You learned that in order for you to continue to have success, you need to attack your next vacation differently. The value in that is tremendous because now you know what happens when you do that. So you had an experiment. You went through this process and you decided you were going to take a break. When you're truly committed and you're truly dialed in, your next vacation will look significantly different. It's why I'm a big fan of I put it on Twitter today, is that, get rid of the word failure from your journey. If you're on the journey for anything, you're either successful or you're continuing to learn. And so that's what you did here. You just took a detour to learn something new, that's something you will be able to apply at a later stage in your journey. That's what the power is. That's what you got going on. And so when you internalize this whole journey and you say, most people ask how in the world I got into this bad shape, you know what? That doesn't matter. And whether they ask you or not, it's none of their business at that stage. Where this is your life that's full of trauma, full of tragedy, is yours. It's yours to own. And so you now have the ability to turn this around and make it the most beautiful story there is. Imagine the success when all of a sudden you're at whatever you determine your goal weight is. Imagine when you get there and you say, yeah, this is a crazy journey, but look at what I've done. Look at what I have the power to do. And there's some realistic expectations that we need to set here is that, maybe goal for you is the 100-pound charm. Maybe you get there and you change, and then you just slowly continue to improve your life and you go there. But I don't want you to tackle this 325 pounds at a time. I want you to tackle it one meal at a time, one step at a time. I get that your job, 80% sedentary. I get that, but I'm going to go on a little rant here. Truck drivers are some of my favorite people on the planet. And we don't give them enough credit for what they do and what you do. You think about every single thing I own in this house came to me via a truck at some point. Every single thing you purchase comes from a truck. So there are people who have sacrificed their entire lives to make sure that things are delivered all over the country so that they're available for us to purchase. You're doing that. That's not an easy job, and you're getting it done. So thanks for that. And next time you go see your doc, I want you to give him a big old hug for me. I want you to tell him thank you. He was real with you. He gave you what you needed. He gave you that advice of yeah, you're a ticking time bomb. You can do this though, and here's how. Do you recognize what he did in his conversation with you? He didn't just tell you what you needed to do. He provided a roadmap and said, follow me. It's the program that I used. It's very user-friendly. And you took his lead and you followed him for up to 75, 88 pounds. You did that. That's what I need you to do, man. There are people right now that don't have the strength that you have. There are people who are now 525 pounds that don't know where to turn. And so what you're now going to be able to do is as you document your life and as you share this journey, there are people that you are helping just like your doctor helped you. And so as you turn your life around and you get to what you call normal, and I got another clue for you, the term normal does not exist. I don't think any of us are normal in that sense, but I get where you're going with your email. And so, being the simple things in life, I promise you, they're available to you. I've seen it. You've seen it. There's tons of people who've done exactly what you're trying to do. Once again, you've proven that you can do it. You've proven that you can take a program. You've proven that you can follow it. And so yeah, there are going to be times when the behaviors that led us here, they're ingrained in who we are. So one of the things you're going to have to do is you're going to have to retrain your brain in a sense where you're now treating it properly by fueling it properly. As things come up and the sugar addiction ends up coming back, you go back to your why, you go back to this podcast, you go back and say, you know what? I get it, but you've heard the cliche, nothing tastes as good as feeling normal feels. Right? And that's what's going to empower you through. That's what's going to motivate you. So how do you get it back? How you get it back is by wanting it. How you get it back is by understanding that there are things in life that are aligned with your goals, that push you towards your goals, and there are things in life that push you away from your goal. You got to determine which one is which, and you got to figure out which one, how that balance works. And you make every decision on what you do, what you eat, what you say. Does this push me closer to where I want to be? Does this make me more normal, or does this push me further away? You ask that question every single time, and you get it right about 80 to 90% of the time. You're not going to be perfect at getting it right, but what you do is you forgive yourself. You don't need forgiveness from us. You don't need to worry about us feeling like you let us down, because you're in this for you. It's all about you. And you can get it done. So, Jason, an incredibly inspiring email. Thank you so much for opening up your heart and sharing it with me. And like I said, look for an email from me. And I want to chat with you on the phone at some point and just kind of dig into this a little bit deeper with you, because I want to help you, man. I want to be there for you. And I want to make sure that together we get this done. So thank you for your email. And, I'm looking forward to the point when we get to celebrate this. It's going to be an incredible accomplishment. You're going to be an incredibly inspiring dude. I followed you on Connect from a long time ago, and so I know what you're capable of doing. So Thank you again for writing in. And folks, you know how this show works. Your email is what drives this entire show. If I go to my inbox and there's no email, there's no point chatting with you. So I want to share your story. This podcast isn't about sharing expert testimonial. This podcast is about sharing life. We all know what we need to do. There's not an expert opinion out there that's going to change your journey the way knowing that you have the strength, courage, discipline, and focus to get it done because somebody just like you did it. Take a minute. Document your journey. Send it in on air at fatdag.com. We'll get it shared on the air so that other people can follow along and you get some. One of the things I've noticed is so many people who've written it in, just the mere act of them writing it down brings them a sense of clarity that doesn't exist anywhere else. So I want you to send that in. Let's share it on the air, and we will continue to celebrate. What is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. I said go to fatdag.com, click on the Wise Advice Podcast link, send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. I will work them into the show. I want you to email in those celebrations because I want you to be proud of what you're doing. That's going to do it for this time. Remember now that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you could focus. Thank you for listening to the Wise Advice Podcast. Did you know for as little as $1 a month, you can take the next step as a wingman and support the show? Visit fatdag.com, click on Become a Patron today.